Because of God's grace, Caleb was able to begin loving his wife as a new man who had gotten downwind of himself, saw his need for forgiveness, and surrendered his life to the one who could change him. And begin loving his wife in a way similar to the way God had loved him. And that's what God tells us as husbands to do, right? He says, husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church. That's you and me. And gave himself up for her. And it wasn't because she, the bride of Christ, threw a party when he walked in the door. Right? She was cold, ignoring him, dishonoring him, eventually puts him up on a cross and crucifies him. And yet he says, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And he lays down his life for the very ones whose sin put him on the cross. And we're going to live our lives that way. Some of you may be saying, I get it, but bro, my wife is rough. I mean, you don't even know. And some of you may be thinking, I try to love my wife, but she does not respect me the way that she should, and she's got a mouth, or she's got a will, and she's got, tools in her tool belt that just make life rough on me. And I've tried and I can't seem to get anywhere. How do you love someone like that? Okay, answer, the same way, sir, Jesus Christ loved you and me when we were disrespectful, dishonoring, and dying into sin, not giving him the honor and respect he has deserved. And yet now we love him because he first loved us when we were in that state of rebellion. True? Ladies, you may be saying, how about a husband that is, I want to respect him, but he's not respectable. And he has done things I never thought he would do. How do I love a man like that? Answer. There's only one answer. The same way Jesus Christ loved you when you were running away from him, far away, placing your affections where they should not have been, in your sin, denying God his rightful places for your life. And yet now you love him deeply because he first loved you when you were like that there. That's what love looks like. That's what love does. That's why, if you are a Christian, all right, let's just find out. Is there anybody else in this room besides me who has received some love and forgiveness from God that they did not deserve? Would you raise your hand? Okay, that's it. So we understand what this love is about. We understand that it comes from God, and it's the very thing that changed us when we didn't deserve to get it. That then is what fills our tank and our sails to turn to an unlovable spouse, like your husband or like your wife, and love them even when you don't feel like it because you know they don't deserve it. That's not the point. God didn't just treat you or me based on our performance, did he? God forbid. If that were the criteria, you and I would be in hell right now. I don't want God to treat me according to my performance or whether or not I deserve it. You know my best day. We want him to love us because it's who he is. It's his operating system. And he's chosen to place his love and kindness and mercy and grace upon you out of the kindness of his heart, even when you don't deserve it. And now it's our responsibility and privilege to turn to those undeserving in our life and say, I love you regardless. Right? That's a big deal. Nobody can do that except a Christian, plugged into the source of resurrection powers. That's not something you can work up in your flesh. But this is the power that changed Caleb Holt into a new man. So instead of insisting on getting everything your way and trying to get her to get on your program or trying to get him to get a clue like you have a clue and change your spouse, try God's program for change. It goes like this. Surrender yourself to the Lord. That's it. Surrender yourself to the Lord. Don't worry about it. Don't try to change her. You can't. God's reserving that privilege for himself. You just get your part right. Here it is. It's not about getting a new spouse. It's about giving your spouse a new you. It's not about getting a new spouse. It's about giving your spouse a new you. You get your part right, that will change your marriage. Because now your spouse is married to a new man or a new woman. That'll change the relationship, won't it? You get your part right, then you can simply trust God to use you as a vessel to bring about change in your home in His time. And finally, third thing I've learned from marriage, there's a war going on. And sin, the world, the flesh, and the devil are up 24/7 looking for ways to destroy you. And you must destroy sin, or it will destroy you. How many pastors do you know, heard of, friends that you have, where sin has just taken them out of the knees? Their reputation is shot. Their legacy to their children is so injured. Man, there's a battle going on. And there's lots of things that will take you down, but few things will take you down more quickly and thoroughly than sexual immorality. It just is, it's the best one. It's the most lethal one. It's the one that will just shred your reputation, your character, the ability for your spouse and children to trust you quicker than anything else. Not to mention, injure your soul and jeopardize your relationship with God massively if it is left to grow and take root. Right? We saw in the movie Fireproof, the deadly sin in Caleb Holt's life was his addiction to internet pornography. We saw the mass destruction that was inflicting on his marriage. And porn is such a great example because it devours people in their thought lives. Destroys marriage and family, all the while concealed and hidden from the rest of the world. You know, we have several strategies that we use commonly to combat this. Even in the church, we come up with some decent restraining devices that sort of effectively keep us from getting to the forbidden fruit. Right? Make it a little more difficult. Things like passwords, internet filters, accountability partners, right? And these things are good because they'll buy some time, they'll make it more difficult. But if I'm willing to lie to my wife, do you think I would lie to my accountability partner? If someone puts a restraining device on this device, do I not have the ability to go find another device? Of course. But there's a will, there's a way. Think of it like this. Imagine you got a dog that every morning wakes up and he has a secret, you've discovered, a secret supply of red meat out in the woods somewhere. And it runs out there every morning to satisfy the cravings of his flesh. Just loves it. Doesn't want to tell anybody about it, but this dog secretly runs out there. But you've discovered it and decided you're going to stop it. And so you take a rope and you tie it around this dog's neck. And you anchor him to an oak tree. Right? To stop it. Well, he wakes up in the morning and he runs out to try to get what he wants, and that rope stops him. But really what you've just done is you've just frustrated him. You haven't changed what he wants, you've just made him really frustrated. And as he continues to try and again, his frustration will grow, his hunger will build, and his anger will become stronger until he finally turns around and what's he going to do with that rope? Just snap it. Well, bite through it. You put a chain link fence around that dog, he's going to try to jump over it, he's going to try to dig a hole underneath it, or try to bite a hole through it. Good luck if you're trying to stop that dog from getting to his feeding grounds. I'm telling you, the only way to stop that dog from running out to his secret supply is to shoot him. You're going to have to kill him. Because he's a dog. That's what dogs want. That's what they do. Right? Unless you could somehow reach into that dog's mouth, go down his throat, into his stomach, and replace his desires with something else. You either have to kill him or replace those desires that are so strong with a desire for something else. That's why the Bible says that if you or I am like a dog who continually returns to his own vomit, or a pig that continually wallows in the mud to cool the heat and the cravings of his flesh, or her flesh, the only solution is to crucify the flesh, to die to yourself. That's why Paul says, I am crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. And the life I now live, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. Right? David said, create in me a clean heart, O God. He didn't say, keep all the Bathshebas out of my sight, O God. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Put your spirit within me and cause me to walk in your ways. Take out my heart of stone. Give me a heart of flesh. Cause me to walk according to your commands. Right? An internal desire change. A dog can't do that for himself. Someone outside of him, an alien hand, must come inside and transform the desires. That's what only God can do. In Fireproof, Caleb discovered the key to waging successful war on his pornography addiction. He beat it. He was initially tempted to the invitation of a pornographic website. Right? First, he gets right with God. He recognizes his need. He's not going to do this alone. He starts going to church, reading God's word, honoring and loving his wife. And then he finds himself at home, all alone, on the computer. Up comes an internet invitation to visit the pornographic website. Now, initially he wrestles with it and says, oh God, why is this so difficult? Why is it so hard? And you know, some people have been told and believe that somehow when, I had a guy tell me this once, I did what you said, I asked God to forgive me, change me, make me new. And then I'm driving down the street, I see this good-looking girl walking down the street. Man, my eyes are right over there again. I said, it didn't work. She says, it didn't work. And some people have this idea that when you come to Christ, that somehow God waves this magic wand that removes all temptations of sin in your life. Like it just vanishes. That, you know, it's not desirable anymore. Okay, that's not true. Right, Pastor? That's not what the Bible says. The picture God gives us in his word is more like this. Before you come to Christ, through repentance and faith, you're just like all the rest of the dead fish floating downstream. You're just floating that direction. It takes no effort. You naturally move that way without even trying, along with all the rest of your dead friends. And you go down this direction, and when you come to Christ, what's going on is that God, the Holy Spirit, stops you in your tracks, jolts you to life, spins you around, puts you in the opposite direction, sends you upstream, and as you do, it is a battle, and you're fighting against the current of the entire culture, it seems. And your dead friends are now mocking you and laughing at you and heading in other directions, thinking it's very strange that you're not joining in with them on that stuff anymore. And you're fighting your way through all of this, all the way, and sometimes you feel like it's just never going to end and you're not going to make it. But when you come out the other side of that trial, you come out with your faith having been built stronger and your convictions made more deeper, and your integrity is more true. You come out better equipped and stronger to deal with the next assignment given to you by your Father. Right? That's the whole point of trials coming to us. That's why the Bible tells us, don't reject them as enemies in James. It says, welcome them. Count it joy. Welcome them as friends. Because it's through those trials that God is growing you into maturity. You see, can I just say this? Let me just be blunt. Some Christians are just stuck in kindergarten Christianity for decades. And they never grow. Some people just, they say a prayer, they join a church, they get baptized, and they think, great, I'm saved, I got my ticket to heaven, and now I'm just going to spend the next 50 years in the business of sin management, hoping the rapture gets here before before I lose my grip. Right? Now, don't look at that, don't look at that. Oh, Lord Jesus, come quick before I disqualify myself. Right? That's not the plan. The plan is to grow and to graduate out of the ABCs of Christianity and begin to grow in wisdom and knowledge and maturity into the fullness of a godly man or woman, to become more like Christ, to become more Christ-like. Right? So, Caleb initially wrestles with the temptation. But then instead of giving into it, he caved into it. And just thinking, oh, I'll just, you know what, I'll get some support and prayer from the guys at the support group later, or the girls in my Bible study later. No. He says, this is road time, right? This is war time. And he identifies the enemy and calls it what God calls it. His Bible tells him to do that. He calls it wickedness and sin. And then he drags it out into the street and wages war on it and cuts his head off like a viper. Remember? Sees the computer, rips it out of the wall, takes the monitor along with it, out into the driveway, grabs a baseball bat, and gratuitously thrashes that thing until there's nothing left of it. Right? He waged war and dealt violently with it because the sin was dealing violently with him. And then he didn't stop there. He burned the bridges to his feeding grounds, and then he transferred all of his desire to where it should have been all along, in a relationship with the woman that God had given him as his wife. To that which is beautiful and right and good and true. You see, here it is. Here's the secret to destroying sin. If your plan is simply, oh, I'm so sorry, I won't do it again. Please, God, help me. Give me one more chance. If it's a matter of willpower, I fear you will fail. Why? Because the don't do it plan isn't big enough for the I want it desire. The I want it desire is always bigger than the don't do it plan.